Hello and welcome. My name is Samantha and I'm a doTERRA Wellness Advocate. I have a lovely workflow that I use in my customer relationship manager that this video goes into for those of you that weren't able to meet with me in person. This video goes along with about 3 other videos, so the intros sound very familiar. Today we're going to go over the doTERRA need to knows. So these lists, um, you're going to hear some repetition. So just pay attention to the things that are top of mind for you. Focus there. We do a lot with strengths finders. So you're going to find that you get to focus where it feels good. And that's very important when you're building any business. Obviously, we have to do some other things too. So that's why this video is being made for you today and why there are so many other resources available to you. So continue to reach out. And if you're not a part of my team, you're welcome to watch this video. It might not make a lot of sense because there are attachments that go with it. But if your upline purchased those products or if you would like to purchase them, then you can just reach out to me. My Oils Journey group is on YouTube and on Facebook. And then oilseducation@gmail.com is how you can reach me. I'm also an event coordinator, so connecting communities 719.com. There's an oils tab there, and all my contact information is there. My intention is to update these videos about every 2 years as I upgrade what I do for my team and in my organization. So if this video ever disappears, that's because I made a new one. So you can go search for that in the future. Um, Usually we're in person going through these videos. I'm very much a list person, so that's why I'm going to be very thorough with my list, both here for you and in the explanation of what we're doing here. So if you can't find your email, let me know. I can help you either find that or I can resend it. Um, and my intention is to give you all the information that you need. Sometimes I'm in my organization and I find something that I think is new that's been around for a long time. And I was like, oh, I wish someone would have told me that. So this list is intended for you to print it out. Also have it digitally because there are some quick, easy links that you can just click and go, including some of the videos. So you may pause while you're doing this, or you may go all the way through it and then come back to it just like you would with the checklist. So I want you to be able to go at the pace that you want to go and focus in on the areas where you feel like you need that attention there. Um, so yeah, if we're ever unavailable to get together, then you would be watching this video. Where our schedules are just so different, if you're on a different part of the world and we just can't match up our schedules, that's another reason that we have this video. Um, and of course, my team uses this, so whoever gave you this video, they're welcome to use the video. Again, it might not make sense, but they might have other tools for you, so you're always welcome to reach out to me. But if someone gave you this video, then that's your wellness advocate. That's the person that's looking forward to taking care of you, so you can reach out back to them, and maybe they're on your team, so you might get access to meet me. So yes, I do encourage you to print this checklist so you can literally check it off as you complete those things and then revisit it, because again, that repetition is really, really important. So I have a few videos. I'm not going to play the video here. You're going to pause it and then click on your email to go find that video. But I at least want you to see what it looks like so that you know you're in the right place. So this is the Why doTERRA video. This beautifully explains in such an inspiring way. And it's only about a 5-minute video, maybe less than that. I think it's much less than that. But it kind of goes over everything we do in doTERRA and what the doTERRA difference is, where we get our products. So that's what it's going to look like there. So you can look forward to watching that. And if we were together in person, I would be watching that with you. And then I'm going to stop the screen share, but that's a video I'll talk about in just a little bit. So enroller and sponsor, it's very important to know the difference between the two. So you've got frontline, downline, knowing where to put them and knowing the difference. So this is something that you'll just talk with your team about over time, but I'll go into the brief of it. So an enroller, the enrollership goes to the person that's doing the sampling, the educating, the supporting, the continuing education, and all of that good stuff. Uh, and you can put them in your front line, but you can also put them lower in your organization. So the highest ranking doTERRA has 6 teams. So if you already have 6 teams and you're really looking to build one of those teams, you might have a customer line and you're filling people in there. So if you're the enroller and the sponsor, then of course you're getting the fast start bonus because you're the enroller, which is intended for, again, the people that are sampling, inviting, teaching, and supporting enrolling them. But if you have a team that you need some volume in a particular space, then you might choose someone in that team to be their sponsor. So someone that has entered their social, that you can place somebody underneath them. That's a very kind thing to do, but it's also a very necessary thing to do. So that's the strategy. If strategy is not your strong suit, then find someone that does have good strategy. And there are things that you can do to ask the people who are getting their kit what their intentions might be and how often they think they might be ordering, maybe looking at their health concerns and knowing what they're going to need to do. So you can put them in a position that is good for them, but is also good for you. Don't give away your enrollership. If you've been the one to do the sampling, the educating, the supporting, you're always going to be the enroller, but you give the sponsorship to somebody else, or you have both. And the great thing about doTERRA's compensation plan is even if you have the enrollership of somebody that's further down in your organization, if that person outranks everybody between you and them, say you put them on your third level, they started out as a customer and they had no intentions of building, but they had such a great experience that a couple months later they started to build. That's a beautiful thing. If they outrank everybody between you and them, then they get to be your qualifying list. So that all might be gloobly glop to you, but again, we'll go over this many, many times. So it'll make sense as you listen to it over and over and as you experience these things as a builder. So I get this question a lot. What's the difference between a wellness advocate and a wellness customer? And the accounts themselves, the membership themselves, they say nothing. We as advocates get the same exact benefits as a customer. So we have the same discount, we get the same points back on our orders. The difference between an advocate and a customer in general is that advocate puts in their social, a customer does not. An advocate can have a downline, a customer cannot. A lot of advocates are also referral partners, and that may not make sense to you, but there are other videos that I explain some of those things. So you can always reach out to me. What's amazing about the way doTERRA has our structure is anytime someone enrolls, you actually have 14 days where you can move them. So if someone does say, oh, I'm just going to be a customer, I don't want to do anything, and then a couple days later they shared with a couple people and those people ended up getting kits and they upgraded to a wellness advocate, then you might need to see if they would be better placed in a different place in your organization. So if you did put them in your customer line, if there are 8 more customers there, then you may build them on your front line as one of your top 6, or you might cluster them with another builder that they're best friends with or something like that. And then also if a customer after 90 days, so not day 89, we're talking day 91, if they upgrade from a customer to an advocate at that point and they enroll someone, doTERRA gives you 14 days to move them at that point. So that's really nice. We get that 14-day gap in the middle or in the beginning, and then after that 90-day point, we have another availability for that. So that's why it's really important to know your customers and know your sharers, know your builders. If anyone's been inactive in your organization for 6 months, you have the opportunity to move them. So again, you'd have to have good communication with them. They would have to send an email from their membership that we have a copy and paste for. So you can always let us know about that. And there's the email address is here for your easy use. And then the other video I love to watch. So definitely pause and go to the one in your email so you can watch this one. So this is Beyonce at the United Nations World Humanity Day. She's performing. And I get goosebumps every time I watch this. She's like speaking me. Music speaks to me. So she's just basically, this is us. We are doTERRA Wellness Advocates. We are here and here and here. We are changing lives. We are supporting people in ways beyond their health. This is financial support. This is knowledge, education. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And this video says it perfectly. So definitely go check that one out. And I would play it, but I know that they would cut off the music because I don't have rights to the music. So take advantage of your upline, your downline, your crossline, and your corporate offers, events, incentives. Make a name for yourself with them. Make sure they know who you are. Hopefully your person that enrolled you is going to introduce you to them. But if they don't, you're certainly welcome to reach out to them and see how active they are. Some people are super active as uplines, and some you just see here and there. They've been doing it for a long time. They might have some systems that they can put you through that get you to where you want to go. a little bit faster. So upline is anyone above you in your organization, and downline is anyone that you enroll or anyone that's enrolled under you to your team. And then the corporate offers are the doTERRA. doTERRA has lots of events, and they have an incentive every single month. There's always a 10% off item. There's always an item of the month. So if your loyalty rewards points order ships between the 1st and the 15th, you automatically get a free item. That's a part of your account overview. So if you've never had a wellness consult or an account overview, that's where you would go over that. So if you'd like one of those, let me know. Or if you'd like the video, it's also here on the YouTube page. So social media for these can be found on the checklist for builders, educators, and links. So this is a separate checklist that I have that will be attached to your email for this. But I do want to let you know there's a video that actually does introduce you, Facebook pages, all of that. But for now, I'll just mention again, my name is Samantha. McKay is one of our upline leaders. And so she right now has a Diamond Club incentive. She's a life coach, so her weekly team calls are amazing. Check-ins, we let everybody know what is a win and what is a struggle, and then we mastermind those. And her Facebook page is called Oils Are Easy to Use, so you'll see a lot of education there. My Oils Journey group, and then I have an Essential Oils Educator and Event Coordinator page, so very long name. So I have a page and a group. And then Julie, we call our incentive queen. So she has EO Vibes Tribe. Again, all these links are easily for you over here. I'll do a video on that as well. And then, so Julie gives away stuff. She'll do like a March Madness. She'll just do a summer thing. She's very generous, and she loves to make people happy and get more products into their hands that we can use for ourselves, or that we can use to build our business and sample others so that they can experience what we've experienced. Kelly Wilson, she does a lot of online classes. She does a lot of freebies too, a monthly freebie. So if you're doing a regular order, you can get in on that. She does oil camps both in email and on Facebook. So I have dozens of customers that will never have a Facebook account. They do not. So I'm very thankful that they have that. She also has a page called Essential Oils Lounge. And again, if you are not on my team, but you would like to know how to reach out to your upline, I do a $20 per hour show you how to reach out to your upline and do an account overview and just basically show you a little bit more about your membership. A class in a box. So class in a box is $25, and you actually get $35 worth of essential oil. You get a 5 milliliter wild orange. You get 10 of those. So you get 10 of those. You get 10 pieces of literature that help you teach a class and actually help enroll people as well. And it also has a couple other goodies in there, a live guide, a share guide, a build guide. So you really have a lot of things that you can use there. Again, this is just a checklist. So we're talking about source2you.com. Make sure you know what that is. Co-impact sourcing. There are so many things you can learn what co-impact sourcing is. But in short, it's what we do with our farmers. So when we go into a developing country, a lot of the oils that we need, we find them where they naturally exist in their habitat. So we're not just farming it and making it work there. These things already exist. So they're perfect soil content, altitude, humidity, and oftentimes those are developing countries. So they don't always have a great water system, so we help provide that. They don't always have clinics or hospitals, so we build those as well. And in many places, we have also done trade schools, so not only help them build junior high schools, but trade schools beyond that, so chefs and things like that. So it's amazing. And then natural disasters have hit some of those places as well. We've been able to provide roofs for homes and food for the community, and kits that are given out during natural disasters. So you'll find more about that. Healing Hands Foundation. And actually, I do have a fantastic video about Days for Girls. So my daughter, when she was 16, she did a beautiful class on that. So she's going to remake that into a webinar so that it can be viewed over and over again from closer. The video we have, she was standing afar, so the volume isn't great, but it was amazing to have someone speak so eloquently at such a young age about the menstrual cycles that we have and how doTERRA helps that in developing countries as well. And then my husband did an amazing presentation on Operation Underground Railroad. That is an organization that doTERRA supports that is working to eradicate human sex trafficking all over the world, and especially in the United States. A lot of people think it's not a United States issue, but it very much is. For our customers, communication and consistency is key. So I send out a monthly newsletter through email, and I stay connected with my customers that way. I also do phone calls, text messages, PMs, DMs. We do online classes. I do around the touch. So I help people find their niche. I work with a lot of chiropractors. I work with a lot of massage therapists, Reiki professionals. So if you know anybody in those realms, they're really great to work with. But they can focus on that business and still benefit through having a doTERRA business as well. When you're contacting these people, like these people are very dear to me. So I do ask them about doTERRA things every now and then. But sometimes I'm just checking on them, like, how are you doing? During a natural disaster, especially. How are they doing? It doesn't have to be about oils. So keeping in contact with them, because then when you do have an oils question or need or ask of them, then they're not like, oh, great, here she is calling me again. What does she want now? They actually pick up their phone and they're happy to talk to you. So yeah, it doesn't have to be about business. Um, on the go bag, samples, home office, office on wheels. These are all things that are very regular in my life. So we will help you get prepared with that. I do carry a large purse, but I also have a little bit of a kit in my car, so I don't have to carry it everywhere I go. But I'm always ready to sample someone. I'm always ready to educate them. I can tell you millions of people that have been at a baseball game and sampled someone and got a customer for life, or at the airport, or you just never know who you're going to be able to help, and you want to have those materials with you. So be good to go. There's lots of tools that we have through all the checklists that we have, so that you know how to get your vial stickers and the sample vials and vitamin bags, which actually I can grab one towards the end so I can show you how to sample. I do a lot of stuff for events since I am an event coordinator. So I do have um, swag items. So someone will say, hey, we're giving away 50 swag bags to the first 50 people that attend. Do you have something you want to contribute? And I always say yes, I do always have something to contribute. So I just put a drop or vitamin or something sealed onto my business card, and I can gift that to someone to help them have an essential oils experience. The PBSs, shampoo, conditioner, depends on the event. And sometimes I'll donate to silent auctions, and so I can have a whole book, and I can use my points to get some oils and those in there. So that brings us to the next bullet point, which is talking about your points. So points I use to build my business. I use them for incentives. I use them for sampling. A lot of people in the beginning, they got maybe a membership and one oil, so they really need to bump their stock up. So definitely in the beginning, if you're using them to have a stock for yourself, that makes a lot of sense. Just know in the long run that a majority of the time towards the future, when you're getting really good paychecks, that those oils are great to use for sampling incentives. So month end, your points pop in on the 15th. Again, this is a part of your membership overview. So if you never got that, let me know. Or if you'd like to review it again, I'm happy to review it. I tell people that they should ask. If you don't know, ask and ask and ask. And if you don't remember, it's okay to go over it again. So we all remember what it's like to be learning for the first time. There's a lot of overwhelming information, but again, this should be fun. So when we have our points earned in 1 month, they pop in on the 15th or 16th of the next month. And that's also when our percentage goes up. So if that's foreign information to you, we definitely need to do a review. Sample items available. So on doTERRA.com, in your loyalty rewards points order, you can order vials and spray bottles and things that will help you sample your business. I do use Amazon, and I order in bulk. So sometimes I don't do them in the back office, but they are available there. There's 0 points for them, so you're not going to earn a percentage back on anything that has 0 points, but it's still handy to have it there, because if you need it, you know how quickly your order gets there rather than ordering a stock of 50 or whatnot. I do stock those things as well, so I typically will buy 100 at a time, and I'll put them in bags of 10. So if you do live locally to me, or if I'm coming to visit you to teach a class, then you can let me know how many you like, and then you can purchase those from me, or I can use them as incentive to say, what? You do this, this, and this. I'll give it to you for free. So that's a nice way to bond with your team as well. Applications. There are so many apps that we have available to us. So those are in this checklist that will be attached and updated very often. It might even be a link, because if I give you the link, then every time I update it, every time you click on it, you'll see what's been changed. So stocking oils is not, okay, these are my unopened products. This is not required. This is not typical. It's a personal choice. You cannot sell it for anything less than wholesale price. So as doTERRA Wellness Advocates, we have promised to sell it at wholesale or above. So there are compliance people looking to be sure that you're selling them at the appropriate price. I do have a stock of oils because I do events. So a lot of times, rather than sampling, people are like, well, I want the whole bottle. And that's really smart because the sample is maybe 3 days supply. And if someone has a chronic issue, they're really going to need to experience that a whole bottle at a time. So you're basically having them purchase their sample, which works really, really well. And we talk about hauling buckets or building a pipeline. And I didn't bring that video up in my queue, but that's okay. It's a very easy video to find. There's a 3-minute version and there's a 30-minute version. I definitely recommend watching the first 3 minutes. If you have time, go ahead and watch the whole thing. It's brilliant the way he talks about what we're doing. So some people haul buckets with doTERRA and build a pipeline with doTERRA. Some people haul buckets with their regular job. So I guess if you don't know what haul buckets is, I'm speaking foreign to you. So pause this, go watch the video, and then come back. So I have an event coordination business, and I do events. So that's why I have that. But again, it's a personal choice. That's definitely a discussion that I could advise you on, and maybe that's a whole nother video in itself. What's most important about that, so I do have a lot of retail customers, which is not typical. A lot of wellness advocates, especially diamonds and above, they'll tell you, do not sell retail. And I kind of, I love it. So I do both. And so it's not recommended, but here's the difference of what I do. I do let people know the main way that I support my customers is that I have them have their own wholesale membership. I teach them how to use it. Then they're not waiting on me to deliver them their products. So what's most important to me is that people are offered the membership. If I'm using them to get my PB met for my loyalty rewards points order, and I never offer them a membership of their own, definitely doing them a disservice. Also, if anyone's ordering $50 or more, I will revisit that with them. So if someone's ordering $50 or more on a regular basis, I will let them know that I am doing them a disservice by not having them have their membership. So there's many things that go into that, but all of my people that are retail customers, they're just not ready for a membership, or they just don't want one. They don't see the value of it. So I continue to drip that information on them. And sometimes after 2 or 3 years, those retail customers become my customers for life. But they understand what they're doing with their membership and they're comfortable with it. So I don't push them into something that they're not, but they are loyal to me. And if someone else convinced them to get a membership, they would say, actually, if I'm going to get a membership, I'm going to call Samantha. And that's what they do. And if not, that's okay, because I'm not attached to the outcome. So all I care is that they get oils into their home and that they know how to use them. So there are many resources. And actually, those people that are my off-the-shelf customers, my retail customers, they are great when it comes to BOGOs, because then I can put that volume where I need it. So that is definitely another class about BOGOs. So definitely keep in touch with me about that. I don't want this video to be super long, but again, this is a big chunk that just gets those things in your brain. So again, this is your business. Organize yourself and I can help you. I will show you what I do to get you started, and then you can find your own rhythm and flow. We will reevaluate quarterly if needed. And remember your customer relationship managers, which I will list, or actually I have listed in my other class, which is called For My Business Builders. And you call them CRMs, customer relationship management. Our accountability comes from our team calls, and also you can be paired with an accountability partner, and also time management coaches. I have references available for that. So that's not my specialty, but I work with others that it is their specialties. I work with a lot of leaders. I work with a lot of coaches. So I'm happy to get you the help that you need. So definitely if you're part of our team calls, you're going to get some of that. And then I do recommend that you maybe create a new email address if you're new to oils and you haven't made your business cards yet. Create a new email address, or if your email address is dear to your heart and it's perfect and you only want one email, then maybe make a doTERRA folder, and then anytime you get something, you can slide it into that folder. And then when your business hours are there for doTERRA, then you can simply click on that folder and go through your emails as you're ready to go. So income producing activities for doTERRA are super important. We can definitely get caught up in the self-development and the learning of the oils and the products are so interesting and it's so fun. But we really want to focus on sampling, doing classes, inviting to those classes, supporting our team, and ultimately enrolling people and getting them on the loyalty rewards points order. We have a 65% or higher retention rate, which is amazing. We have a consumable product and it works, so people rework. So if any of those things didn't exist, then what we're doing would not work, but it does work. So again, this is your decision. You have your upline, your downline, your crossline. Maybe they did it, maybe they didn't do it, but ultimately you'll find your path because you may have gifts that I don't have, and I could never do it that way. But you show me something that's new and innovative, and you're definitely encouraged to do that. But learn from others' mistakes. Sometimes it's just easier to not reinvent the wheel. But if you've been doing something for a very long time and then you see the reflection of doTERRA, then by all means, try it and see how it works for you. Balancing your work and your life, setting your business hours, your time management, it can get difficult. So again, you want to just partner with the right people and have that good variety in your life. And I would love to tell you about my friend Anna, and I will definitely do that in another video because she has a great balance and she has a great story, and she really helped me see different things about doTERRA and about any MLM that I thought were really smart. So, abundance mindset. This is a fantastic thing that I have naturally had and also developed. So, it's basically reminding you that there is plenty for everyone. We are in a marathon, not a sprint. If it's not meant to be, that's okay. When you approach someone and you're excited and they're excited and they don't enroll on your team for some reason, just know that it is for a reason. They could come back to you, and we'll go over that. If you have someone that was on another team, like you had gone through the information with them, and then for some reason they signed up on another team, and they realized that that was a mistake, then we'll go through the appropriate channels to have them on your team. But you got to interview them. You got to see if they're your avatar. Is it someone that you really, really want to work with? Because I have been hurt. I have worked very hard with a lot of people, gave a lot of time, and then for some reason they didn't sign up. And then a year later or so, there was a huge kind of a scandal, I guess. And I was like, whoa, I am so glad that I was not a part of that I was disconnected from that group in a way. So that was a blessing. So I've definitely had to learn how to not get attached emotionally to their answer, yes or no, or to the outcome of their decision for their health, because it's their decision. We have to respect that. We're building our business, we're building our knowledge. Networking, that's definitely a video that I will have a separate one for. I love doing small videos, so this is definitely one of my long ones. But keep in mind when you do networking, you're looking for customers. I do B2B, so business to business means that I'm helping other business owners have better sleep quality, better stress management during the day, and better health so that they can do their job better. So I work with a lot of insurance agents, real estate agents, and they have teams as well. So when their teams have that or they have gifts to give them, then they thrive more as well. So B2B is great. So you get a lot of customers from that. You also have a lot of ambassadors, your advocates in the community. People say, oh, Samantha's the oil lady. Go talk to her. They know the level of service that they're going to get, and they know that they're not going to be pressured to buy something that they don't need. They're going to get exactly what they need. And yeah, lots of referral partners. We have webinars, online classes, live classes of our uplines, crosslines. Again, try not to get too stuck in that sort of thing because that's less income producing than other things we talked about before. I love 12-week year and 6-minute miracle morning. These definitely help me with my time management. And then once I got a time management coach, it helped even more. We have a book list that is a separate attachment as well, probably because we will update that regularly. Books that are inspiring, helpful for our business, and just help us grow as people as well. There will definitely be segments on YouTube for that, just different books presented by different people and why they recommend them. And again, be organized. You are your own boss. Sometimes you're going to have to tell yourself what to do, or you need that accountability and time management person to keep you accountable. So make sure it's someone that you kind of take the heat from, and that's going to give the heat when you need it. I have a few of those in my life, and I'm very grateful for that. Power ups and power downs. Those are talked about in the 6-Minute Miracle Morning. And I'll have some videos on that to share with you my power up every day and my power down. I do it even on my days off. It's just a part of my routine. And it doesn't always have to do with business. It's also just a regular thing that you do for your life. Vision boarding. I can testify to you that it took me 4 years to get a vision board that I loved and to understand what a vision board is for and how it feels. So if you think it's hokey, that's fine. Just do it anyways. And eventually you'll be like, oh, and it becomes fun. And that could be your niche. So if you're helping other doTERRA wellness advocates have a vision board that just knocks it out of the park, oh, I wish I had you 4 years ago. Declarations and affirmations. I've got them all over my walls. I look at them every day, and that's a part of my power up and power down. I change them often. When I go on a retreat, that's usually the place that I get a new one set. A quadrant list. I can send that to you, and it can be attached. It's just basically putting people through the pipes of helping them experience the oils, inviting them to a class, having them come to the class, maybe reminders in there, and then supporting them, making sure they know how to use their oils. And my account or my membership overview goes through all of those things. So again, I'll just refer back to that. Now, the video we watch in another training that I have. So my other training, that's the very first video we watch. It's called Stick With It. It's not a get rich quick. Most companies like doTERRA are not. It can actually. So if you have a very large network, say you already are an Instagram influencer or on a platform for social media, if you already have a huge following, it can go very quickly for you, and you could make a lot very quickly. That will also stick with you residually if you're doing the continuing education and doing the other pieces, not just enrolling and like, oh, I hope they order again, or I'm not going to bother them ever again. If they want to order, they'll reach out to me. Not true. They'll feel neglected. So it's our duty to show these people how to use the membership and how to get engaged in what's already happening. There's a beautiful form that I used to have. It's driving me crazy that I can't have it. So if you find it, let me know. I've already asked like 3 of my other cross lines, and they said, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't find it. It's 1357. I thought it was 13579. So basically, it's 1 thing you do every month, 3 things you do every week, 5 things you do. It is awesome. So I'll just leave it at that, and hopefully the link will be in there. You're like, oh yeah, now I know what she's talking about. The memory jogger that doTERRA has is super helpful as well. So make sure that you just go onto doTERRA.com and put memory jogger, and it'll pop that in for you for when you're making your 100 list, which is a part of the Live, Share, Build guides. And there's also a launch guide, and that's all a part of sharesuccess.com. So our leader, Kelly Wilson, was mentored by the gal that put all that together. Bookkeeping and taxes. I do have, right away when I started doTERRA, I knew I was going to do the business. So I opened a separate checking account just for doTERRA. That's where all my paychecks went. That's where I do some ordering from when I do books and things like that. So it is highly recommended that you have a separate account and you use that just for your business. And then if you have money to pay yourself, then you want to pay the utilities or your car payment, then you pay yourself and pay it out of your personal account. That will really help your tax professional. You may want to open a PayPal or a Square account. If you have another business, you might say, does this go along with what I'm doing? Talk to your tax professional and see if you can just engulf that in what you've got. So I do, the first 2 years of doTERRA, I did not have an EIN. I just fell under doTERRA's insurances and things like that. So if you do an event, you have to apply and you have to be granted, and then you have to follow the rules. That's definitely a whole other class when it comes to setting up a booth. You can only display doTERRA products. You can't sell any products on your table. You can only help people have their membership, and you can't have any other literature like this or this. Only doTERRA products, only things in your back office. So there's a lot of rules that go with that. But if you do find you need an EIN, so when I booth now, I have my own insurance, my own business insurance. And so after about 2 or 2.5 years, I did decide to get my EIN. So definitely you're going to want to brainstorm that name. You're going to make sure it's available. You're going to have to make sure that you have the web domain. And there's a lot that goes into an EIN. So I'm sure there's other professionals that you know that can help guide you through that. And then definitely the SBDC and the BBB in Colorado Springs has some resources for that. So you can reach out to me for that too. The library, the Pikes Peak Library District has put together a fantastic check sheet for that. So it's not done yet, but I get first access to it when it comes out because Terry's art is amazing, and she uh, in Colorado Springs, she's famous. She's famous to me. So yeah, brainstorm that. So again, your insurance, pay attention to the rules, know what you're getting into, taxes versus personal consumption. There's a button. So there's a button when you place your order. Is this personal consumption or is this something you're going to resell? And doTERRA does a great job protecting us from being. We actually pay a little bit more tax when we don't have that personal consumption button clicked, and then that really helps protect us at the end of the year. We get our 1099. I've always still gotten a refund. We have a lot of kids, so we get a refund. Some people don't, but that might be something you could call into the business advancement team, which I mentioned in the other class that will go along with this video. And just so you know, your doTERRA membership is willable. So if you build a fantastic business and you have a will, which you all should have a will. I have people that have legal shields, or if you have your own lawyer, you can definitely reach out to me for some referrals on that worldwide. But it's willable. So if I've built a fantastic organization, I can give my space to my daughter or my granddaughter or a friend. It's my business and I can do with it what I want. And then hopefully I will have trained them to take care of my customers and to do some things that keep them in the right space. We have direct deposit. So if you do direct deposit, there's a form on doTERRA. You just Google direct deposit, or when you go into your bank, you tell them, I want to be on direct deposit. And they'll ask you for information from doTERRA, which you should have easily accessible on doTERRA.com. So if you do direct deposit, every time you get a paycheck, there's a 50-cent fee. If you get a check sent to you, there's a $2.95 fee. So definitely you want to be on direct deposit, so get that bank account set up. We also have an AR balance. So if you don't want a bank account and you just want to pay for your oils with your AR balance, then you just call doTERRA or you do the live chat and you said, can you please send all of my paychecks to the AR balance? And they will do that. And sometimes check your AR balance if you've never done that and you still have a balance. It's just because anytime you earn a paycheck under $12 or so, then rather than cutting you a check, they just put it in your AR balance. So there's actually zero fee with the AR balance. And I know a lot of people that have really enjoyed that. And then if your AR balance gets to $500,000 or $10,000, you can call and say, hey, can you cut me that check? And they will do that. So see how amazing doTERRA is? Like, who wouldn't want to be a part of this? Our compensation plan, there are many videos on this, and you're definitely going to want to revisit this often and just get a general knowledge about that. I've got some links. Points, fast start bonuses, I use them to build my business with incentive samples and giveaways. I think we've kind of talked about that already. But the points are what we earn from every purchase that we make. We either get 10 to 30% back. And again, that's a part of the membership overview. So that should refresh your brain there. And I use them as incentives and things like that. So business incentives, samples, giveaways, etc., etc. You have, and then the fast start bonuses are again paid to the person who's doing the sampling, the teaching, the enrollment, the supporting. So some people choose to take their entire fast start bonus and give that back in goodies and prizes to their new enrollment. I've noticed that people in the beginning of the business, that's their paycheck. They really can't pay to invest in that. But for our team, we know the value that we bring as educators. So really the value they get is with us. And then I have seen once people get higher into the ranks, diamond and above, those fast start bonuses, they are reinvesting that because their main paycheck is their residual income. So those fast start bonuses, they can take those to buy literature like this to make sure they have one of those in every person's hands. There are A to Z books, and you can get them as inexpensively as 85 cents a piece. Now, I used to use those as my business cards, so anybody that hadn't met me before, I would give them a tour of that, and I do have a video that's a tour of the A to Z book and of the regular book and the emotions book and the oil life book, which I just don't have a copy of right now. And actually, your enrollership. So there's a lot of things with the enrollership. You can give it away. It can be given back to you just once ever. And yeah, that's kind of that. So that might be confusing if you don't know what I'm talking about. But again, we'll revisit this about every 6 months is my suggestion. We have structure goals for Power of Three and for long term and both. So I'm pretty sure I go into that a little bit more in my for business builders and educators. Um, but definitely know what the fast start bonus, like why you want to have the Power of Three structure. So three in your front line and then building down from there so that you can qualify for the $50 bonus, the $250 bonus, and the $1,500 bonus. So they're long-term goals, they're short-term goals. There's so much to think about that. Okay, now this next one is super important. Late night owl orders. On the first of the month, everyone's so excited to get their order. They try to go in at midnight and they place the order. We're waiting on time zones, so please do not order at midnight or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. You have to wait for all these time zones to catch up, and then the month is closed. So if you order in that late owl time zone, your volume is going to be for the month before, and in order to qualify for your paycheck, you're going to have to put in another 100 PV order or higher, which can be a little bit daunting. So please, on the first of the month, wait until normal business hours. I'd say 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're well beyond that piece. Many years ago, 5 or so years ago, that morning was really important. Sometimes there were items that were just coming out, so you had to get it because they sold out in 20 minutes. But we don't really have that issue anymore, so you don't have to rush to get it. I know it's like Christmas, everyone really, really want to get that, but just wait till business hours. Trust me, it's not good when you realize your volume is not showing up. How come I'm not showing up? And then you call and they tell you your order was placed at 12:30 in the morning, so it doesn't count. And let's see, a lot of what we do is social proof. So when you're teaching classes, there's some positive peer pressure there. Wow, everybody here uses oils. Everybody loves them. What am I missing out on? Let me try. Give me that. That's what we want. um, and a lot of people say they want to be a super pro. They want to know everything about everything before they start to teach or learn or help other people learn. Invite them to any classes. And this is science, people. Science is constantly changing. And so even those that have been in it for 11 years, they still are learning something new all the time. So we can definitely earn while we learn in doTERRA. And actually, as a newbie, it's amazing that you can just say to people, I love these products so much. I decided to share them. And I'm not as good teaching them yet as my upline is. So I would love for you to come to this class. And then as you walk with me on this journey, you're going to see me grow into what they are. And I would love to be a part of that journey. So if that all sounds good to you and you're not a doTERRA Wellness Advocate, definitely reach out to me or back out to the person that sent you this video. And thank you so much for watching. And let me know if there are any other explanation videos or if you want to do an interview with me this way, and we can do Q&A. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love people. I'm so energized by people. I just want to do it all the time, and I pretty much do. So thank you for watching. Again, Samantha Sargent, 719-310-9211. You can call or text or find me on Facebook, Oils Journey, and follow me here on YouTube. And it's endless. Thank you so much.